Yeah, so meditation is a method for developing the mind. Many people say, "What is meditation? What are you?" But it's a way of cultivating and developing the mind. So when we learn to slow down, we're at our best. Often, like with children, when they're running around very fast, sometimes we just have to sit them still for a little while and slow them down, and they're better behaved. They're more stable. It's true with us too, right? So meditation is a way of calming us down so the wisdom can come out from us. When we're calm, we think better, we make better decisions. We're wiser. Okay. At the same time, meditation is a way of exploring our mind. So we're developing qualities of our mind, like concentration and wisdom, but we're also exploring our minds and trying to understand how our mind works. Exploring, analyzing, looking at our minds. And what we're looking at are our habits and how our mind works, right? And we learn from it. And you start to learn more about yourself. And that's wisdom, right? So in Buddhism, the ultimate goal in Buddhism is to know about yourself, is to know who and what you are. And we really mean how our minds work, right? How our minds interact with the world around us, right? So this is what meditation does for us, right? There's two forms of meditation. One is calming meditation. The other one is analytical meditation. Analytical means analyzing, exploring, looking at, right? So it's an active meditation. Calm abiding is the most basic. And everyone in the world practices calm abiding meditation. To abide is to exist within. I'm abiding in this room right now. We are abiding in the room. We're just being here, right?
Yeah.
That's called abiding. So calm abiding means being in calmness. The active meditation of Vipassana, which I can teach you at a later time, is working with thoughts and working with feelings and working with sensations of the body, but using the mind more actively. We're not looking for wisdom. We're not looking for calmness. We're looking for wisdom. We're looking at insight and understanding how things work. Okay? So I have together your meditation toolbox, right? So the idea is that you have many different tools that you can use, and you can use the tools as you need them.
Okay. The goal is one, but there are many too.
Yeah. Because often when you sit for meditation, the mind's different. One day maybe your mind is very anxious, very active, and you need a technique to slow it down. Other days maybe you're sleepy and you need more of a technique to start with, okay? So here I'm going to teach you 4 techniques. Now, these can be used one after another in one session, or you can use them separately. But we're going to use them as if they're in one session, right? So what we'll start with the very simplest, which is just called calm abiding, okay?
Calm abiding.
Yeah, or I just say calming meditation. That's an easy way to think about it.
To understand.
So the only thing that's really required in calming meditation is a fairly quiet place and a good posture. Posture, yeah. Like you probably know as well that when we have a bad posture, like when we're studying and we're all bent over, we don't have much energy, right? And so here we want to have a nice straight back, but not too straight, not rigid. It should be soft, but nice. Here's a trick. Feel like there's a little string tied to the top of your head, pulling you up. So you naturally get a little curve in your back, right? A little bit of curve, but not too much, just a little, right? And yeah, sometimes they say, imagine there's an arrow from your head down to your tail, and it's just straight, and you want to keep that. But don't be rigid, don't be overly. Just a nice posture. And what happens is, in meditation, when my posture reduces and I kind of slouch, I notice my meditation becomes very dull. And if I notice that, I'll see my posture. So, and I straighten up, and then I feel better again. So when we have a good posture, it gives us a nice energy. So that's the reason posture is so important. But whether you want to sit or kneel or sit in a chair, it doesn't matter. There's many kinds of meditation. The Buddha taught 4: sitting, standing, walking, and laying. So people...
Okay.
Yeah, walking meditation is lovely. It's wonderful. One of my favorites. But many people will tell you have to meditate in a certain way with your legs like in full lotus or this. And they'll also say with your hands, you have to do this or this or this. Some do this. So many do this. This is very popular. I often just put my hands anywhere. I just don't think it matters. Everyone says one is better than the other. I think they're all crazy. We're meditating. We're using our mind. What's important is that you're comfortable. I knew a teacher that meditated like this with his arms folded. And he loved it. So and then if my arms get sore, I'll change position. So none of that matters. The only thing that matters is having a nice back, right? Put your hands on things where they go. It's important that you're comfortable. Okay. So once we get a nice seat and we're in a quiet place, Kalma meditation is really easy. What we do is we need something to focus our mind on, right? And we call it an object of meditation. An object of meditation can be many things. Usually we like to use the breath because it comes with us everywhere we go, right? And also the breath is really connected to the mind. When you slow the breath, the mind slows. But you can use a picture, a statue of a Buddha. You can use a candle flame. There's many, many things you can use as an object of meditation. But here we're going to use the breath.
Right.
So the simplest meditation that you can do anywhere is to get a pretty good posture, a nice sitting place, and simply we can close our eyes all the way, or some people like to just close their eyes halfway. It's up to you. I like to close mine all the way. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our focus, our awareness, our attention to the breath. And this is the simplest thing there is. All we're going to do is watch the inflow and outflow of the breath, right? We can watch it at the chest, at the stomach, at the nostrils, wherever you'd like. In the beginning, let's just use the chest. And what you're going to do is you're just going to watch the chest rise and the chest go in. Chest or stomach, right? And it sounds kind of boring, but in this stage, this is the simplest thing we're going to do. And all you're going to do is relax, keep your eyes closed, and feel the air come in and go out. Breathe very naturally. Don't try to change anything. What we're going to try to do is we're going to try to keep our mind focused on our breath. But you'll find the mind is used to being busy. The mind likes to do things, right? The mind wants to go on Facebook, and it wants to go to the refrigerator, and it wants... So, to just keep your mind on the breath, sometimes it's a little bit difficult to do, right? But the idea is to do it calmly and gently, and just anytime the mind kind of wanders away to an idea, just gently bring it back to the breath, okay? So let's just practice this for a few minutes, okay?
Okay. Good posture.
And I'm going to talk a little while you do it. I'm going to talk you through. Okay.
Close eyes.
You can close your eyes. Oftentimes we'll have the mouth just a little bit open, not completely closed.
Okay.
And the tongue at the back of the top of the teeth. This stops the mouth from salivating, from mouthwater, too much mouthwater happening. And just breathe naturally, soft. It's important that you try to have a happy mood, be comfortable, and don't do anything but just Watch the chest and stomach rise and sink. Try to feel the beauty and silence. Enjoy the space. And everything's okay. You can move if you need to. This is a very simple practice. At first, you're not sure what to do with your body, where to put the hands, what's comfortable. You slowly get used to it. And if you find the mind moves away to thinking, just notice it, bring it back gently to the breath. Nothing wrong with the mind wandering. That's what the mind does. Try not to think about things. Don't think about the future or past. Just focus on the breath. If thoughts arise, it's okay. That's what the mind does. Thoughts arise in the mind. We just notice it without judgment and bring our attention back to the breath. And as we move through, try to soften the breath. Relax it, let it slow naturally. You notice as the mind gets calmer and slower, as the breath gets calmer and slower, the mind follows. Just try to create that peace. And every time the mind wanders, we just lovingly, gently bring it back. Think of your mind as a little puppy dog that you're trying to train. A puppy too small to hit. So you just lovingly keep bringing the puppy back to what you want. Give him kisses. When he runs off a little bit, you just gently bring him back. That's how we treat our mind, with love and compassion. We never force the mind. The gentler and the more loving we are to the mind, the faster our meditation improves. So you just learned meditation. What do you think? You can open your eyes? So that's the most basic meditation. And many schools, that's only they practice that,
Yeah.
right? Simple, huh?
Simple, but so only concentrate to breath, but I will think
Yeah.
my mind is busy. Yeah,
So maybe,
felt.
but maybe if you think about it, maybe for the first time in your life,
Yeah.
you actually got to see how busy your mind really
Yeah.
is. Maybe
I'm
before
thinking
this
very-
moment, you didn't really realize your mind was like that.
Yeah.
The mind loves stimuli, music, movies,
Yeah.
just all kinds. So when we meditate at first, the mind is shocked. It's starved for input. Hey, what are you doing? I need things going on around me. I want to chat with my friends. And so, but it's nice to teach the mind to get control over it. Our mind is like a drug addict on stimuli. It
Everything
needs.
is coming
Yeah,
from my mind.
Yeah.
I thought it's busy.
So in this meditation, there's two things that we're trying, or a few things we're trying to do. One, we're trying to really learn how to relax and how to calm our mind, get rid of our stress, find some peace and silence in our lives. It's very healthy. But another thing we're doing is we're trying to train the mind in focus. How to stay focused on one object for a little bit of time. So this practice is actually the opposite of mind wandering. Sometimes we'll be trying to do something difficult and our mind just keeps wandering away. Imagine if you could really control your mind and place it on what you're doing for a long time. You'd do everything better, right? That's the idea. So here we're learning how to start to control mind wandering. And we call it mindfulness. Mindfulness is the opposite of mind wandering. So we're learning more and more how to just gain some control over our mind and the thinking process. You shouldn't try to stop yourself or force yourself from thinking. That's not the goal. When you get better at meditation, there is thoughtless states that you enter. At the beginning, we're not trying to stop thinking. Thoughts arise naturally in the mind. That's what the mind does. Thought isn't the problem. It's when we take that thought and we start thinking about it. Uncontrollable. So we're just trying to gain some control over that. Trying to get the brain to do what we want instead of us doing what it wanted. Okay, so now you have a very basic meditation. And to some people, this is all you have to do. How long to do it? You could do it for a few minutes when you're sitting in your car waiting to pick up your mother. It doesn't matter. What's nice is the more you go to this peaceful state, the better you'll feel and the more you'll want to. So some people will meditate once a day for a long time, an hour or so. And I always think, boy, that's not really how it works. It's much better to meditate a few times a day with shorter intervals, because it's about continuously going back to that state of peace. When you do this, it starts to impact your life very nicely. Your whole day becomes more peaceful. So at the beginning, I'd recommend 5 or 10 minute meditations or smaller. You know, the idea is that don't fight yourself. If you don't feel like meditating a long time, just don't do it. Keep your meditation fun. Don't make it like some bitter medicine you have to take. Medicine should be joyful. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. So now we can build upon this.
Sorry?
We can add to this. Yeah, good. You could sit like that. Usually we like to get our butt up off the floor. That's why I gave you the blanket to put just under your butt, so you're a little off the floor. Are you comfortable like this?
Yep.
You see I'm sitting on a cushion? And this helps keep the back nice and straight. It's a good idea if you want to. Or you can sit just like this. Good. Okay. So one of the things that helps us work with mind wandering is using a mantra. Mantra in religion are like sacred syllables. Om Mani Padme Hum are a few different mantras. Here we're not using the word spiritually. We're just talking about a word, a meditation word, right? There's many mantras, but in this case, I like to just simply use the word meditating because it doesn't have any religion to it. It doesn't have any spirituality. Plus, when we use the word meditating, it keeps reminding us of what we're doing, right? So the ideas of a mantra is it helps us to focus the breath, focus the mind, and keep our mind where we want it. So in this case, we're going to do the same meditation like we just did. Once you're comfortable, here's a trick I like to do. Before I start meditating, I like to stare straight up at the ceiling and take 3 deep breaths through my nose. And what you find is that it opens up your whole chest and your back. And it gives me like a really nice meditation posture. So let's do the same technique we did before, but this time we're going to add a mantra. We're going to say the word meditating. So once I'm comfortable, I say the word one time meditating to start the meditation, to start my focus. Here, instead of putting your focus on the breath, you're going to put your focus on the word, okay? And you can, if your mind's busy, you can say the word more often. If your mind's not busy, you can say it once in a while. So you do it silently, but I'll show you, I'll do it aloud. So I sit here and I'm ready and I say, okay, meditating, meditating, meditating. Meditating. So often, like every out breath, I could say the word. But try to soften the word. And do it gently. Just let that word just hang there very nice, spaciously. And as you become calmer, have the word become softer. And softer. We get to the point where the mantra's just a whisper. Even to the point where we don't even say it anymore, we just hear it. And as you become calmer, we start to not say it as often. Maybe every other out breath. Quieter and less frequent. If the mind begins to wander, we bring it back and say meditating. If your mind is busy, keep saying it often. Whenever you feel your mind's gonna start wandering, say meditating to stop it from going off. That's mantra meditation. How did it feel? Stand up.
Stand up. Okay.
How did that feel? Did the mantra help you keep your mind focused?
Yeah, I had a question.
Yeah.
The mantra is a right word, and it can be any word.
Yeah, oftentimes in Buddhism there'll be or in Hinduism the name of gods. It's the meaning isn't important. It's just somewhere to place your mind. So here, I find the word meditating is nice because it's not religious. And for me, when I get deep in meditation, sometimes my mind gets a little foggy and it keeps reminding me of what I'm doing. Sometimes I forget that I'm meditating. So I think the word meditating really helps.
Focus on the word. And I thought in my mind if I say meditating, I can hear from ear, and if I think meditating the word, I can see the right word.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
No. And what happens at the beginning of meditation, because your mind is starved for stimuli, your mind plays a lot of games. This is your mind playing games. And it's trying to discern things. It's seeing it, it's hearing it, it's complaining. I'm not hearing it the way I want. The mind's just
the word is coming. English word and Japanese word. And
you can use the Japanese word for meditating. Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't matter. Make it personal.
Personal. So I could see the Japanese word.
Yeah.
If I'm here, is that okay? So I try, or I should try not image the word. Wow.
Yeah, you can use either word. You're putting too much emphasis on the word. You're making the word too important. It's just a placeholder for the mind. Don't worry about seeing it or hearing it in a certain way. You're too attached to it. We're supposed to be letting go of it. It's just supposed to be this whisper that goes on. And but if it's visual for you, that's okay. But the thing about it is it's just a little thing that we're doing. It's not important. Okay. And then also, when you're if we're saying it less, as you become calmer and you say meditating, and you can go a while before you have to say it again. It's okay to go back to the breath, kind of going back and forth. Okay. So that's meditation, or let's say mantra meditation. The next one's the most interesting. It's called noting meditation. Noting is like taking a note.
Oh, okay.
Right? But this is called mental noting. Like to look at the room and saying, oh, there's 1, 2, 3 windows and 1 door. I just noted that in my mind, right? That's called noting. So it's similar. So we're going to do the meditation we just did. But this time, we're not going to keep reciting the mantra. In all my meditations, whether it's mantra meditation or not, I always begin my meditation by saying the word meditating. It starts me, right? And so here, we're going to use that. But, so we say the word meditating, and then we follow the breath, the chest going in and out. But this time, when the mind starts to wander away, we want to note it. So what we do is the mind starts wandering away. As soon as we know about it, right? There's nothing wrong with the mind doing it. That's what the mind does. But as soon as you notice the mind wandering, you stop yourself and you say, thinking. You note what's happening, right? When the mind wanders, it's thinking. And you say, thinking. Then you bring your attention back to the breath, and you start by saying meditating. And it starts the next cycle. So we say meditating, and we sit there watching the breath, and of course the mind wanders, and we say, thinking. We bring it back, meditating. We begin again, it'll wander again, we leave it, thinking. Then we bring it back to meditating. Pretty easy, huh?
Oh.
Want to try?
The time is a short, base.
It's
depends. Yeah.
Here there isn't a time. We say meditating to begin, and you watch your breath. When the mind starts to wander, we label it, we note it, thinking, and we bring it back.
Breath and mantra.
No, we're not saying the mantra. We're not repeating the mantra at all. We're following the breath in this one.
Breath and thinking. Breath.
But every time I bring it back, I note what I'm bringing it back to. So I note meditating, but I don't repeat the mantra.
Oh, okay.
Here, no repeating. Just one time to start. Meditating. Every time you come back to meditating, you note meditating. And you follow the breath. No mantra, just the breath. When it wanders, thinking, we bring it back. And then to start again, we say, meditating. Okay, let's try. I'll do it aloud for you. Okay, we're comfortable. And as soon as you're ready to start, you say to yourself the word meditating. You say it silently. Yeah, I say it aloud for you.
Okay.
Meditating. Now follow your breath. We're not saying the mantra. We're just following the breath. Now, as soon as the mind wanders, as soon as you notice it, stop it, label it, or note it, thinking, and gently bring our awareness back to the breath. Say meditating to begin meditating again. We're not repeating the mantra, we're following our breath. As soon as you notice it wandering, you stop it, note it, thinking, gently bring our awareness back to our breath. This is one of the most effective meditations. This technique here is the most impressive. Mantra meditation is for beginners. They really need to keep their mind occupied, so they give them a mantra. But this is the best practice out of all of these. This is the foundation, but the noting meditation is really the one you should be practicing. But at the beginning, when you first sit down, you find your mind's busy. So sometimes it helps to do a mantra for a while. Just to keep saying meditating over and over. And then once you get some stability. So I think you're asking like how long to do each one.
Yeah.
It's up to you. A lot of it is up to the nature of your mind. If your mind is really busy, you might find you do the second one longer. Other times you might move almost right up to the third one. Right?
Sorry, question.
Yeah.
The first one,
Yeah.
calming meditation, it's a focus on one thing, right?
On the breath.
Breath,
Yeah.
usually breath.
Yeah.
And trying, when I trying this, my mind is sometimes focus on another thing.
Yeah, wanders.
Wander. And I try to come back.
Yeah.
So it seems like...
It is.
okay.
They're all very similar.
Similar.
The mantra meditation, the mantra helps you to stop the mind from going away. But this one is just a technique that some people like. I don't do this one. I don't need it. I can start right here, right? In a sense, this is a more proper than this. This is just the simplest one I give to somebody the first time, like a businessman.
Oh, okay.
Sit at your desk with a pretty good posture. just watch your breath. I stop right there. And then the next time I see him, I add a little more. And I said, now when you're doing it, here's how you can use noting. But noting is one of the great Buddhist practices. We can use this practice of noting even when we're not meditating. It's called mindfulness, where you keep your attention on what you're doing, like when you're washing dishes, and you say to yourself, washing dishes. But we never wash dishes, right? Our mind is in the future, is in the past. What am I going to do after the dishes are done? And you notice that and you go, oh, thinking, washing dishes. Try it sometime. Sometime try to just wash dishes. Or taking a shower. See if you can take a whole shower without with being present. Oh, something maybe just as short as brushing your teeth, which takes minutes. Challenge yourself. Say, I wonder if I can be present the whole time I'm brushing my teeth. And just, try not to let your mind wander. Our mind is so out of control. We have no control over it. To put it in a simple activity for a few minutes, it's like impossible for us, right? So that's what we're trying to gain.
Okay.
Then the very last thing, so that is right there. That is the practice. This is the finished meditation that you want to be doing in calming abiding. This is just a very easy version of this, right? So you don't have to do this. You could start right here. This one is here in case your mind is really busy. Some people really like mantra meditation.
Yeah, like reading Okyo is Okyo. Okyo is the Osho-san.
Oh yeah,
like saying the long sentence.
It keeps the mind busy, right? Yeah. Like I remember in transcendental meditation, you'd get the name of a god, like short, like Koyo or something like that, and you'd sit there, Koyo, and it works. It really keeps the mind focused, but nothing really ever happens much. You calm yourself, but it's very limited. Noting meditation, you really learn about your mind. Now, the one thing I wanted to add to it, I just taught you the simplest form of noting meditation, thinking, and we bring it back and we say meditating. But advanced meditators note many things. We note our sensations. When you hear a dog bark, hearing. When you smell something cooking you're meditating, you smell cooking, smelling. Every place your mind goes, you note it. Also feelings. You're sitting and you're thinking anxious. You don't really feel like sitting here, you label it anxious. Or if I'm sleepy, you label it sleepy, and you bring your mind back to the breath. So anywhere the mind goes, you label it, you bring it back, meditating. And that word meditating really, because on the surface level you think, well, I know I'm meditating, but deeper inside, sometimes the mind forgets really what it's doing. So when you say the word meditating in Japanese, it's just fine. It keeps reinforcing, hey mind, we're meditating. We're not thinking about afterwards or our MAGA magazines or something, right? Yeah, so anything that goes on. And then also physical sensations. You feel some itchiness and you go, itchy. Or pain, maybe your knees are hurting, pain, uncomfortable, things like that. Yeah, sadness, emotions, happy, sad. Anywhere the mind goes, you note it, you bring it back. That's it. And remember, nothing could be simpler, right? Keep it that simple. It's supposed to be simple. If it's simple, you'll do it well, right? Don't make it complex. Make it easy, make it fun. Don't make it something hard. The most important thing is that you bring joy and happiness to your meditation. People that are naturally friendly, open, joyful people, their meditation moves so quickly. It's amazing. And these people that are real serious and kind of grumpy, they never go anywhere. I've been meditating for 20 years and nothing happens with these people. So a lot of teachers say, always have a smile on your face when you meditate. But great meditators learn how to fall in love with meditation and make it very personal. This is your private time. It's between you and your mind, no one else. Nothing is more personal than this time with yourself, with your own mind. And you'll get to the point where you just love it. To just take 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, and sit with myself with nothing else going on. It's so peaceful, and I cherish it. You start to just love it, Okay. The last one is just a technique for working with the third one. So the third one is our ultimate goal. We call this uninterrupted focus.
Okay.
Right? So here, we're trying to do that.
Yeah.
We're trying to focus on the breath. When it wanders, we try to bring it back. We're trying to keep our focus longer.
Yeah.
But here the technique is to set a small amount of time. Now this is once you've been practicing for a while. You don't want to do this at first. You need to meditate for a while and get the hang of it. When you start to feel like you're really getting some longer times of just watching the breath, then say to yourself, well, let's see if I can go a whole minute without the mind wandering. 1 minute without the mind wandering. Don't use a timer. Don't use a clock. Don't count breaths. Don't try to measure it. Just go off of what it feels like and say, okay, let me see if I can follow my breath for 1 minute without my mind wandering. 60 seconds, not very long. It seems like a long time. And you try. And if you can't, it's okay. You try again. And if you can, try for 2 minutes. Try for 4 minutes. Try for 5 minutes. I try for half an hour. If I'm good, I can. Usually I can do about 20 minutes. 20 minutes before my mind wanders. Now, you did a little bit. You understand that. That is pretty good, isn't it? Because the mind wants to wander like every second. Imagine 20 minutes with the mind just on the breath, no problem. Just a great practitioner, 4 hours.
Wow.
The mind never even coming close to wandering.
Okay.
So that's the kind of goal. Okay, that's your meditation lesson. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So really, our meditation is number 3, right? If you need it, number 2 is there. Play with them. See if you like them. Number 1, you don't really have to do. That's just the beginning of number 3. Or number 1 is the foundation, the beginning of these 2, right? Yeah. So these are 2 different meditations. This is the beginning to both of those. And then this is just to test yourself.
Okay. I understand.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to stand up? Are your legs sore?
It's comfortable for me.
Okay. It's better when you're high, right? Yeah. So the lower your knees go, the better the blood flows and your feet won't fall asleep. So one of the most important things in meditation isn't the practice itself. It's your intention. Do you know the word intention? Motivation? The reason why you do things.
Okay.
In meditation, now this, you might hear this and say, yeah, but not really believe it, but I can't be more serious about this. The most important thing in meditation is your intention. The mind you have going into meditation, right? That you know why you're meditating, you're aware of the reasons, the goals, what you're going to get out of it, that you're happy, you're inspired, you have a high concentration. Whenever you feel the concentration coming down and you think, oh, I'm entering a meditative state, you're not. We want to keep our concentration high. You know how you can have a high mind? Like your thinking is not dull, it's sharp. It's,
Yeah.
That's the mind we want. We never want a dull mind. When the mind when you feel yourself coming down in meditation, it's not the right way. We want to keep this. Meditation is heightened awareness. It's not dullness. Dullness is bad meditation. This is a morning prayer that I wrote, and I really like it because it you say this before you meditate, right? It's not religious, right? But it tells you exactly why you're meditating and what you're hoping to get out of meditation. It sets your intention, right? And it tells you why. You can read this on your own, but I say this every time before I meditate. And what it does is it perfectly sets my intention. So I know why I'm sitting here and what I'm trying to achieve. So important. If you just sit there kind of dull every day, just, it's time to meditate, I'm just going to meditate. Meditation doesn't work like that. You just can't veg out. It's like sit there and just, you do it for 10 minutes. That was good for me. No, that's not the idea. You really have to work more with the mind. Okay, I call these the 7 instructional words for meditation. These are the words and these explain what they are. But the idea is when you know these, you only have to say the word and you know what it means. So, again, when I'm getting ready to meditate, this is what I do. I kind of calm down, I have a nice seat. Again, I look up at the ceiling, I take 3 nice deep breaths through my nose. It opens my chest and it creates that curve in the back for me. And it just opens my body up for good meditation, right? And so I'm not kind of hunched over. It really kind of gives me a good posture. And then, as I get ready to meditate, then I say my prayer. So I look at the ceiling, I take deep breaths, I say my morning prayer, right? I get ready to meditate, and then I say the 7 instructional words. Posture, like there's a string pulling you up, right? You do these right now. Picture a string pulling you up. Posture, first word. Second word, back, and it means the lower back. Make sure you have that nice little curve in the back. Joy, that you have joy and happiness come. Feel the joy and happiness before you start. Acceptance. No matter what happens, just accept the situation as it is. Don't care if you're sleepy or you're not. If you feel like it or not, just relax and be accepting. The next one is a word called equanimity. That means equal. Equanimity means just at peace with everything. Not happy, not sad. Not hot, not cold. Just equal. Right? So it's just a feeling of peace. Right? So we have joy, a happiness. We have acceptance. I'm good with everything. Whatever, I'm in the moment. And then equanimity. I'm just peaceful with it all, right? Content. And then concentration. We establish this bright concentration, not a dull one. I actually feel like I can move it upwards, right? And then we say focus. And focus, we engage our mind onto our object, which is our breath, right? So focus means we focus on the breath and we begin. So after we say focus, then to begin we'd say meditating. And then you'd start. So I would sit there and get ready and I'd say, and it's a checklist. You know checklist? Okay. It's a checklist. So posture, back, joy, acceptance, equanimity, concentration, keeping that high level, focus on the breath, meditating. And as I say that word meditating, I'm in. That's how I start. Okay? Now, then you start meditating and you start noting when the mind goes away, you bring it back, right? But there'll be some times where you'll maybe you'll find yourself kind of slouching. You just kind of be unaware of your posture. And you'll catch yourself and you realize, I'm slouching. Anytime that happens, then you repeat the 7 words again. It's a checklist. So you might do this in 10 minutes. You might do this 2 or 3 times at the beginning, just a checklist, double check. Okay, is everything okay? Posture, back, yeah. Do I still have joy, acceptance, equanimity, focus, concentration, everything there? Good, ready? Meditating. So that's the point of this. So within a half-hour meditation, I might recite this a few times, but I'll be meditating and I'll just, even if I'm having a good meditation, I'll just notice that maybe I've changed position. Like maybe I'm kind of like this a little bit, and then I catch myself and go, oh, okay. And then I'll just go through the 7 again. And then these 7 guarantee the perfect meditation. So that's what that's a cool idea, isn't it?
Yeah.
7 things that once you check them all off, good, I'm there. I'm in the perfect place to do it. So that's what that is, okay? And I find that really helpful. Buddhists like to dedicate the meditation when we're finished. We like to dedicate it to other beings and things like that. So here we say this: as I arise from my meditation, I feel joy that I have fulfilled my ongoing wish to develop myself. Are the words okay? And you could translate these into Japanese.
Okay.
If you do, send it to me, okay?
Okay.
So here, as I finish my meditation, I feel happy that I'm doing my meditation. That I feel happy that I just did my meditation because I'm supposed to, right? Yeah. And so may I sustain throughout the day. May I keep this feeling, this lovely feeling I have of meditation throughout the day. May my peace and my happiness go out to others. May I benefit others any way I can. May the goodness that I've earned in my meditation benefit others. Nice, huh?
Yeah.
So we say that as an ending prayer, and you're done with your meditation.
Okay.
And then this is nothing. Throw that away. It's just the printer printed extra sheet. What do you think?
Yeah, I have 3 questions.
Sure. Now you're an expert meditator. Oh, my legs are sore.
So this part it's a little bit complicated for me.
It is. I'm afraid I didn't write it for foreign speakers. Yeah.
It's for why am I trying meditating?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's why you're meditating. The most important thing is the condition of your mind when you start meditating.
It doesn't matter. I think it's on one path. Every people have a own goal or own purpose.
No. No, this is the purpose of meditation.
No, it should be this.
Yeah, no, that is the purpose of meditation. This defines meditation, and that's the reason why we meditate.
Okay.
You might not think all of those are your goals, but they really are. I don't think there's one there that you could disagree with.
Okay.
No, those are, that's very carefully written.
Okay.
Those are the goals.
I should understand.
And they're not religious. This is the goal for any meditator. Has nothing to do with religion.
Okay, so I
Is there any...
understand maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to go walking meditation. So
It's okay. So it's going to be like the same thing.
Walking.
The simplest walking meditation, you don't walk any different. You walk normal. But you want to be a little bit more peaceful than normal. But you can go out walking like on a nice day. People
eyes open.
Of course. Yeah. So here, so all of the walking stays the same, but you're just trying to be mindful. While you're walking, you say walking. Instead of meditating, we say walking. And then follow the breath. And just like the mantra meditation, when the mind starts to wander, say walking. Or noting, you can note it. Or thinking, come back, walking. So instead of meditating, you do noting meditation, but you use the word walking. Now, you can either watch the breath, or you can feel the sensation of your feet on the ground and the motion of your legs. See, now there's another object of meditation. Objects of meditation can be almost anything.
Amazing.
The sensation of your legs moving, you could focus on just that. And then when your mind wanders or something, you say, thinking, walking. And that's it.
Yeah, I think eyes open and
Yep.
so there are many information. So
Yeah. And try not to, try to kind of be calm and try not to move your head all around. Try to keep your mind kind of, and try to have more of a
natural.
peripheral vision, which means let your vision on the sides over here grow. So yeah, you want to kind of keep your head in one place. Don't be looking all around because you're still trying to, a little bit of meditation here, right? Yeah.
Feel the ground. Okay.
You can feel the ground. You can follow your breath. You can take turns on those as you do. Don't step on your phone. It's right behind you. Right?
Okay.
Don't step on it.
Okay.
Yeah, walking meditation. You just walk. And some monks will say stepping. I just like to use the word walking. And I'm walking. But I'm not looking all around the place like this. No, this is meditation. Especially in the morning, it's really nice. If you need to look at traffic, move your head, no problem. But you're trying to be a little more calm form of walking. Take your time. Some people like walking meditation fast, some like it slow. Speed doesn't seem to matter. Sometimes a fast one, watch your mind. Sometimes fast is interesting how it feels. As long as you're mindful, that's all that matters. Speed is irrelevant. Some people can walk really fast and still be mindful, maybe even jogging, and they can be mindful, right? And remember, try washing the dishes without the mind wandering. Or maybe I'll try to take my shower now without my mind wandering.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.